Good morning, Toastmasters. Good morning, scientists. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to run a little bit longer for two reasons. First, we're covering everything. Okay, it's a little longer to cover everything. Second, I've already given this speech to Toastmasters, so I don't feel obliged to cut it down to fit a given time period. I won't end up cutting material at the last second just to fit it into the time slot. So sit back, enjoy. Let's have a good time. Let's talk about life, the universe, and everything. I begin with I want you to look at these two cartoons. The one on the left, take a look and tell me if you know the name of the ship there. And then look at the cartoon on the right. Let me know if you're familiar with the gentleman on the right over there. My answer to 80% of them is 80% of you is, of course, you are. Regardless of how many times you've done a study, regardless of how long it's been since you've gone to a house of worship, these items are ingrained into our society. You know them regardless of your beliefs or feelings. Likewise, I'm not going to ask that you believe that Darth Vader is a real person. However, if you know that his name is Anakin Skywalker, then you'll be able to understand other Star Wars stories and Star Wars movies. So today, I don't care what you believe before you come and after you come to the video. I care what you are exposed to. What is the purpose of the Kissing Cousins Chautauqua? Is to help you, the general public, understand our place in the universe and to prepare the tools for future challenges. I'm going to parcel down billions of years of history, 20 something slides, and a 10-minute Toastmaster speech. In Kissing Cousin Chautauqua 2, we touched briefly on the rising star dig. I can't expand on those findings without first covering some basics. I will keep the technical details in all Kissing Cousins Chautauquas to a minimum. I'm not a scientist, I'm a storyteller. We begin with looking at the colors of the rainbow. Over on the far left, you see violet, and we can see all of those green, yellow, red, I'm sorry, orange, red. Notice that our unaided eye cannot see infrared. We cannot see ultraviolet without tools. So for thousands of years, many, many centuries on end, mankind was not aware of ultraviolet or infrared. Poor guys, they went to college for year after year without cool black light posters lighting up their Uriah Heep and Pink Floyd posters. But finally, now we're aware of this. This is a metaphor for what's going on in the rest of the speech. We gradually got the tools, and now we can see more of our world. How has the consensus of the universe changed over time? First, mankind was separated and far above the animal kingdom. Mankind appeared the sixth day of creation, and the name of the family patriarchs have been perfectly recorded, showing that the earth has been around for some 7,000 years. And second, the earth is the center of everything. It's a flat disk that the sun, moon, and stars rotate around. Angels and similar beings live up in the heavens. Devils and the like live below the surface. Now, I got to make an exception. There were some prodigy mathematicians around 3,000 years ago that understood the Earth was a globe, and they figured out to within 10% the size and surface area of the planet. But that was far from the consensus. Third, with the assistance of crude lenses and later with Newton's theory of gravity, the sun is labeled the center of the universe, that the earth and the wanderers planets circle. The first few people to state this were censored or placed under house arrest. This was 500 years ago. How has the general consensus changed? Step 4, With more powerful telescopes and other instruments, it was discovered that the universe is on the edge of a galaxy. How has the general consensus changed? 5. With more powerful telescopes and instruments, it is discovered that our galaxy is only one of many galaxies. 6. Charles Darwin, 1859, publishes The Origin of Species. This will get its own 10-minute speech next year. 7. Remember, so far we've been using telescopes to see out there more and more and more. It's out there. Now we're using microscopes to look in and see more and more about our own construction. Germ theory, cell theory, DNA code. There's 3.5 giant leaps of history. First, from nothing to everything, the Big Bang Theory. Second, from chemistry to life. Third, from a single cell being 4 billion years ago to multi-cell life 1 billion years ago. Then the half is biodiversity. Good stuff to know. This is wrong. I bring this up because you probably have had it in one of your old science textbooks. You've probably seen it hanging in museums more than once. It's so popular, they've even added a new guy, Eichmann. It doesn't matter. It's wrong. There is not a straight line of progression from chimpanzee to modern human. Important reminders always when dealing with the origin of man. Branches, branches, branches. We'll get back to this in a moment. Important reminder, 90% of all the species that have ever existed are now extinct. Once in every billion instance, the DNA code is replicated imperfectly. Here I was talking about branches, branches, branches. Notice further back, more than 5 million years ago, chimpanzees separated from other sapiens, other simians, okay? Likewise, there's not a straight shot from this man up to Homo sapiens. It'd be fun if I tried to pronounce all these names, but this would make the speech 20 minutes long. Just remember, branches, branches, branches. Why do I call these lectures Kissing Cousins Chautauqua? It was hoped that mapping the DNA sequence would simplify the journey toward modern Homo sapiens. Instead, it was discovered that Homo sapiens bred with Neanderthals, likewise Homo habilis and Homo erectus bred with other species. And further down the chain, meaning further back in time, there are many other examples of what are classified as separate species intermingling. It was a prehistoric frat party. Here's a rough timeline. 13.8 billion years ago, the Big Bang, space-time begins. Notice I didn't say space and time. I said space-time. Space-time is a single entity. Now, for most of us, without copious amounts of recreational pharmaceuticals, we can't get our brain around the idea that space and time are a single object. Just take it from the physicists. It's that way. 13.6 billion years ago, space cools off enough for the first molecules to be formed. Gravity causes the first stars to ignite. As these stars die and explode, heavier molecules are scattered. 4.5 billion years ago, our sun, a second, third, or even later generation, Johnny-come-lately, is formed. Earth and other planets are formed out of the 1% local matter that the sun doesn't absorb. 4 billion years ago, from chemistry to biology, the first simple repeated RNA and later DNA codes and single-cell organisms appear. 1 billion years ago. Notice it was a journey of 3 billion years to go from the first multi-cell life to go from a single cell organism to a multi-cell organism. 3 billion years. Again, that's a number, that's a feeling that just does not hold in our head. It's like infrared. We really can't see it. We really can't imagine it. We need to use our tools to understand. That's how such that's how life originated. Slowly, 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 one very minuscule step at a time. 530 million years ago, the first fish evolved. 368 million years ago, the first amphibians appear. 230 million years ago, the first dinosaurs appeared. 65 million years ago, the dinosaurs go extinct after they dominated the planet 165 million years. I want to ask you, was this a good thing or a bad thing that the dinosaurs went extinct? You can base your answer on the fact that you probably wouldn't be here today if the dinosaurs were still around. 7 million years ago, the first bipedal ancestors appear. 2.5 million years ago, the first flaking crude stone tools are developed. 2.4 to 1.6 million years ago, Homo habilis, tool man, walks the earth. 2.3 million years ago to at least 250,000 years ago, Homo erectus walks the earth. 200,000 years ago to 40,000 years ago, Neanderthals walked the earth. Homo sapiens, the first modern humans, evolved from their early hominoid predecessors between 200,000 and 300,000 years ago. The first modern humans began moving outside of Africa, starting about between 70,000 and 100,000 years ago. Sapiens developed a capacity for language about 50,000 years ago. 125,000 generations ago was the appearance of the first human species. Let me stop. When a scientist or a scientific paper uses the word human, they don't mean like the people that are in line with you at Costco. They mean a bipedal, opposable thumbs, larger than average in the animal kingdom brain. That's how they define human. 7,500 generations ago, modern humans appear. 500 generations ago, civilization, agriculture, first villages, then cities, then empires. 20 generations ago, the year 1540, science. One generation ago, 1970, the internet became available to most people. Where do we go from here? Me, I introduce you to your cousins in many future speeches. You open those doors. The doors are every page, every topic that we covered today, every single subject. You could spend anywhere between 10 hours, 10 years, 10 lifetimes exploring those topics. Remember how many ways our concept of the universe has changed. Think about all that has gone on before you. Review science articles with a grain of salt. And finally, most importantly, sit back and take in the wonder of it all.